Fellow Ghanaians, as per data available from the Ghana Health Service, it appears that unfortunately our nation, like many others, is experiencing a third wave.
Vehemently say that it is not the staff of Frontier that is involved. Madam, I want you to understand something. I guess the takeaway from this meeting should be that, okay, what your letter alleges is not from here. It is not from here. That should be the takeaway. Okay? I will vehemently say it that it is not the staff of Frontier that is involved.
The Chief of Staff of Frontier's Healthcare Services Limited, Hafna Onochi, at a meeting packed with 8 senior officials, including 3 members of the Fourth Estate team, doubted the credibility of the investigation. The Fourth Estate had presented evidence of fake COVID-19 test certificates obtained from Frontier's Healthcare Services Limited. Frontiers is the only COVID-19 testing company that undertakes the government's mandatory testing of persons coming into Ghana through the Kotoka International Airport. It also undertakes PCR tests for random persons. It all began one April morning of bad news. The highly contagious Delta variant had been detected.
Fellow Ghanaians, as per data available from the Ghana Health Service, it appears that unfortunately our nation, like many others, is experiencing a third wave of COVID-19 infections. These increased infections have largely been driven by the Delta variant of the virus.
Ghana's monthly case count was rising again. The country was on the cusp of a third wave of infections, but the restrictions had been eased and people were beginning to get their lives back, working and traveling. At the same time, stories about these fake results started inundating news portals. Positive test results were allegedly turning negative, so patients could still travel. Health authorities and testing centers denied these reports. A health professional who hinted the Fourth Estate about fake COVID-19 tests mentioned Frontier's Healthcare Services Limited. The Fourth Estate team decided to investigate the allegation. On Monday, October 6, 2021, Jordan Inti arrived at the Frontier's Healthcare Services and approached the staff in a green reflector with the inscription FHS. The staff introduced himself as Clinton, and Jordan told him he had tested positive for COVID-19 but wanted a negative test certificate.
Which country are you going to? US. When? I'm supposed to leave someone next week. Next week, when? Let's do Tuesday. Which airline are you doing?
I'm supposed to go.
KLM.
Yes.
And do something about it. And because with US, all you need is a negative result on your arrival They only check it. They will not retest you. They will only retest you on arrival. You can work on it. So let me let you have my number. 050 050 Now one.
Without flinching, he accepted to do it. He asked to be given some time to confirm the cost Jordan should pay for the fake negative certificates. In just an hour, he got back to Jordan requesting for 900 cedis for the falsified certificates. He later claimed he was working with someone else.
Yeah. I'm getting you now. Thank you.
Yeah, I was saying the guy is saying for the initial payment, which is for the lab sample, that will have to go into the data. The 300 is compulsory, you have to pay.
I have to pay that.
Yes, but his charge is going to be 600.
I'm going to add 600.
Yes, because he's going to put his job. I told him initially I told him about the fact that you need this agency, and the fact is you also don't have money.
Yeah.
You also don't have money. So what best can you do about it?
Okay.
Who can learn them? We finally decided that if you agree to it, what you do for me is you send me your passport, a picture of your passport.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. The rest, I able on Monday to do it. I'll let you transfer the money, then you come and take the result.
Okay.
He promised to get Jordan the falsified COVID-19 certificates on Monday, October 11, 2021, since Jordan had told him he would be traveling to the USA on Tuesday, October 12.
So if I just have your name and I give it to you, that result, you can't travel with it. I can take your name right now and give it to the person and you do it. But that result, whoever knows my company will tell you our result comes with the passport number, your date of birth, and your name on it. Without it, I can't give you a result. I can give you a result, all right, but you can't travel with that result.
Clinton asked Jordan to provide his passport number, which would be on the test certificate to be issued. Jordan could not provide his passport or passport number with the excuse that his agent was not ready to give him that. On Monday, October 11 at 12:15 p.m., Jordan arrived at Frontiers to collect his falsified COVID-19 test certificates. At 6:35 p.m., Clinton arrived at Frontiers and called Jordan to deliver the certificates. Jordan, on his part, tried transferring money to him through mobile money, but as fate will have it, several attempts to do that failed. Clinton was eventually compelled to provide the contact of his colleague, whom he claimed was involved in the deal, Richard Amper's contact for the transfer. 3 days after Jordan received his COVID-19 test certificates, he made a WhatsApp call to Richard Amper, Clinton's alleged partner. Jordan wanted another fake COVID-19 test results.
I was calling to say thank you. Everything has been successful. Even in my room, in the US, having fun, but yes, the agent even made me call you this evening. He wants to bring somebody tomorrow. He said he had a friend who also wants to do it, so he can also have his way to the United States. Yeah, so I wanted to talk to you if you can be of help. Then I'll let him call you tomorrow. Okay. Alright, so I should give your number to him, right? Okay, alright. Thank you very much.
The following day, a member of the Fourth Estate team called Richard, a staff of Frontiers Healthcare Services. He told Richard he was the one Jordan had spoken about. Richard feigned ignorance.
He has a problem. He wants to change from positive to negative so that he can travel. You helped Jordan the last time. You were able to help Jordan, so I was looking at if you can assist.
The Fourth Estate's second undercover agent, Derek, not his real name, had tested positive for COVID-19 on October 12, 2021. 3 days later, he went to Frontiers Healthcare Services Limited at the airport to see Richard Ampa. He told Richard about an earlier request for a fake negative test certificate in reference to Jordan's call to Richard. But for the second time, Richard denied knowledge about the scheme.
Good morning. I was sent here by Jordan.
Jordan called me and was saying something else. So I told him that maybe it's likely he gave me around.
I was supposed to even be here earlier, but then
he called me and was saying that this time. He was saying that someone received a positive result and I changed it to negative for him the person travel. So he's expecting this. And I said, really, here we don't do that.
When I called him about the payments for the fake results he received on behalf of Clinton, this is what he said. Jordan, did he send you a mobile money?
That's what I'm saying, that I can't remember. But then if he did, I've already spoken with you that I felt him. So even if he did, he said it in the name of Clinton for the seat he bought for me.
Okay.
You know, I thought he bought a seat of 1,000 for me.
Okay. But did Jordan Inti call you? Jordan Inti called you on a WhatsApp call to thank you for giving him a fake COVID-19 certificate.
No. So you are saying that Jordan called me on a WhatsApp
call.
Thank me on COVID test, a fake COVID test that I gave it to you, right?
Yes, that you gave to him.
No.
Okay. Thank you. The undercover agent, Derek, contacted Clinton, who had helped Jordan secure a false COVID-19 certificate. Clinton assured him of getting the certificate in a few hours. In about 2 hours, Clinton called. The result was ready.
Yes, sir. I'm inside though. Okay, I've seen you. I should come there. I went to check for some clothes at the other side. Nice to see you. Yeah. Rough scene. Thank you very much. Let's go.
Okay, make sure everything else is the same details you provided. Your date of birth, your name, they provided is the same thing.
I'm very grateful.
You're welcome.
900 cities exchanged hands, and another fake COVID-19 test certificate was produced at the departure section of the Frontiers Healthcare Services. Screenshots from a staff WhatsApp platform of the Frontiers Healthcare Services Limited indicates that both Richard Ampa and Clinton Gamo, as was later revealed in a Momo transaction, are both staff of the Frontiers. Kofi, not his real name, had never traveled out of the country. When he planned a trip with his friends to some tourist centers abroad, he tested positive for COVID-19 at the time of the trip. He was desperate to travel, so his friend gave him the number of someone at the Jubilee House Clinic who could help change his COVID-19 tests from positive to negative.
A day before my trip, I had to do my test as was required, and a few hours later, I got my test results, and I was actually thinking for it to be a negative one for me to proceed my trip. But it came out that I was positive. And the apprehension was quite, obvious and all that. I'd already paid my, flight and everything, preparations were all done. So what that meant was going to hinder my trip. Clearly, wouldn't, embark on that journey. So quickly, I had to call some few friends. I talked to them. I was like, okay, so what is the way forward? And the option we arrived on was getting someone to change my result to negative, really. And who was that person going to be? And so he gave me a number, and I called the person. And I was quite skeptical in a way because I didn't know how to, go forward with that very information. And so I think I managed my way out, and then I talked to the person. I was like, this is what it is, and how can you help me? And I was like, oh really, we can work around it. So he quoted this amount of money, and I quickly made him aware that it was snappy because I was moving the next day. So if it will really, it should be like express for me. And he said, oh, it's possible. I'll just leave everything to him, man. I should just give him the money, and then he'll work things out for me. And he did that for me. I sent him more money, and then he worked it out for me. So I had to meet him the next morning before, going to the airport. So I met him, and then it was negative.
The Fourth Estate decided to verify if indeed that could happen at the Jubilee House Clinic. Jubilee House is the seat of Ghana's government, the presidency. In October, the team contacted a COVID-19 positive patient. Let us call him Edward. He agreed to test the COVID-19 testing systems at the Jubilee House Clinic. The receptionist turned Edward over to Mubarak, a staff of the facility. Mubarak offered to give him a negative test result at the cost of 500 cedis and insisted on a passport before the fake negative results could be issued. 10 minutes later, Edward, who was out of the facility, sent his passport via WhatsApp to Mubarak. Edward returned to the Jubilee House at 4:50 p.m. that Friday to pay the money requested by Mubarak, but he could not get a fake COVID-19 certificate because Mubarak said his boss was not available. He was however certain the results could be produced in an hour.
You send it to me.
Yeah.
Then which means I can leave everything with you and go.
So you can attend the
I have cash on me.
You have the cash for today.
Can I give it to you now? I'm sure I'll get it today.
Yeah.
Because I'm worried that's you guys see.
Oh no, no more. Once it's in the system, we will be able to.
Oh, you can confirm. So this one.
Edward received a negative COVID-19 test in a PDF format with the name Ghana Immigration Service, GIS Clinic COVID-19 Testing Center on it from Mubarak at exactly 5:41 p.m. Unfortunately for Mubarak, the certificate had his phone number where the patient's number was required. On Monday, October 27, a member of the Fourth Estate team called the number on the fake COVID-19 test certificate requesting for directions to the GIS Clinic COVID-19 Testing Center, but Mubarak redirected the caller to the Jubilee House for the tests. Few minutes after that call, a text message came through from Mubarak's number. 3 hours after 500 cedis changed hands, Edward's COVID status changed, but his COVID-19 symptoms remained. No sample had been collected, but on paper, Edward was healthy. The Chief Director at the Office of the President wrote for further information when the Fourth Estate wrote to the Jubilee House Clinic for a response. When Fourth Estate provided the information, the Office of the President wrote back.
Further to our letter of even reference dated 27th October 2021, we wish to notify you that after our preliminary investigations into the allegation, it was decided that the report be forwarded to a state security agency for further action. Accordingly, the matter is currently with one of the security agencies for the conclusion of the investigations.
For the Fourth Estate, Adwoa Adobea-Owusu reporting.